Hello, and thank you for joining me. This is Flosstube number 2. I was planning on doing just one a month, but I had so much that I wanted to share that had happened in these last 2 weeks that I was like, yeah, it's the 15th. Let's do another Flosstube. So, my name is Haley. Thank you for joining me. I said that. But anyways, yeah. Second Flosstube, been stitching for about a year now, and I just really want to learn and be taught, and I love Flosstube. Literally, it's all I watch on YouTube. Anybody has a Flosstube channel, I'm watching it. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to grow. So anyways, let's get into it. Let's start with some finishes. Okay, I finished my second set of Pokemon for my nieces and nephews. I started 4 of them in September, and I just finished the last one on Wednesday. They're not the best thing I've ever stitched in my whole life, and they're not going to be, but they're for kids ages 9 to 3. They're perfectly fine the way they are. So I had 2 finishes in my last video, and then I finished the last 2. Here's what they look like. I'm not going to edit this video, so I did printouts. This is what this one looked like in my last video. And this is what the other one looked like in my last video. I'm not an editor. I'm not a YouTuber. I just want to have fun on Flosstube. So, this is where this one's at. There's supposed to be a Pikachu next to him doing a high five, but I used an entire skein of yellow for this one. So he's a single sad little score bunny, but he's still having fun. So I got them framed. These were like $1 at the thrift store, these frames. So I got them. Again, they're 9, 7, 5, and 3. They love them, okay? They're birthday presents. They're going to love them. This is for the little girl. She's 3. This is for a little boy. He's 9. And then this one, Riolu and Lucario. This is what they look like. This is a mystery fabric. I got it at a indoor yard sale. It was supposed to be a kit for a chicken that said fresh eggs, but I used it for these guys because it was like 50 cents. So there's that one. And then we've got Eevee. This is for a little boy who is 7, and this is for a little boy who is 5. So those are my finishes. My fully finishes. Those are the only finishes I have in the 2 weeks, but I have lots of new stuff. Oh, they're stitched on 14 count Aida or the mystery fabric, and they're stitched with DMC 2/1. I made note cards, so I knew what I was talking about this time. Okay, let's see. WIPs? Yeah, let's do WIPs. Okay, last time you saw the Lord of the Rings mini characters. I guess I'll show you the pattern first, because there's not like a finished picture. It's just the pattern with a glare. So there's that. That's what it's going to look like eventually. Here's what it looked like last time. And my goal with this one was to do at least 1 thread a night at bedtime, which I did. Sometimes I did 3 or 4 threads a night because I was like, get it done, get it done, get it done. Not that it felt like a chore, but I wanted to stitch on something else. So it's stitched on 14 count Aida, 2/1 DMC, and here's where we are at. Hopefully you can see Smeagol. Yeah. I finished this row. Okay, in the chart, Smeagol is supposed to have blue eyes, but it was just too freaky. But dude, he's still too freaky. Okay, look at him. He's super freaky, but they gave him blue eyes, and everybody else has these black eyes, and I was like, nope, he's gonna match. Heidi at Stitching Down the Rabbit Hole, she gave me permission to do whatever I wanted with my cross stitches. So I did. I gave him black eyes like everybody else. So anyways, I wanted to finish this row so that I could start on something else, which I'm really excited about. I'm trying not to look at myself, but it's really hard. The camera's over here. Okay, so that, I finished that last night. I pushed really hard to finish that so that I could stitch on what I really want to stitch on, which we'll get to. Okay, so that was Lord of the Rings mini characters. Do you guys name your patterns something other than what they're called? Like for that, that's called, crikey. Where's my, it's called Mini Fantasy Characters Collection by Not A Lot UK on Etsy. That's where I got the pattern. Started February 2024, 14 count Ada, DMC 2/1. And I call it Lord of the Rings characters. But that's not what, I name my pattern something else than what it is. Okay, then I really only stitched on like a few things, not as many as last time, but it's good enough. Okay. Sorry, my table's a mess. Oh wait, we're not supposed to say sorry. Okay, next is Wendy's Wedding WIP. Again, not what it's called, but I'm doing it for my sister who got married in August. It was supposed to be done by then. I was ambitious. I was very ambitious. It is Historical Sampler Company Wedding Sampler. This is what it's supposed to look like. And I think it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So that's what it looks like done. This is what it looked like last time I showed it to you. The tree is gorgeous. Love that tree. Love that tree. And this, oh, it's still in the hoop. Whoopsie. Well, I'll leave it in the hoop. This is what it looks like now. I got a lot more of the tree done. I got Wendi done. I got this thing done. And it's got blue flowers on it. And I think they're gorgeous. Here. There you go. This was a kit from the Historical Sampler Company. So it's the kitted fabric and the kitted floss. I'm stitching it 2/1. So there we go. And in the kit she had blue eyes, but my sister has green eyes, so I gave her green eyes. And I stitched on this on Sunday. Sundays is Wendy's Wedding WIP day. And so I think I've had 3 Sundays since the last time you saw it. No, just 2. So, moving right along with that one. Yeah, wedding sampler. I call it Wendy's Wedding WIP. Okay, next one is, it's called Creation. But I call it Adam and Eve. It's this one here. And I don't have all the floss for it. I keep going to Hobby Lobby and I keep buying floss for other projects. I keep forgetting this one. But that's what it looks like. Sorry. That's what it's gonna look like. This is what it looked like last time you saw it. So not a lot done on it the last time you saw it. And again, it's in the hoop. This is where I'm at now. So I've got his arms and his legs. And I've got some of the flowers going, more of the border, and some flowers up here. So that's creation, which I call Adam and Eve. Oh, who's it by? Beloved Bible Story Samplers by Praying Hands. Started October 27th. It's on 18 count Zweigart, DMC for the floss, and it's stitched 2/1. I'm a DMC girl, I'm an Ada girl, and I'm a 2/1 girl. That's how I like to stitch. I'm still new, still learning things. I got this other, I'm going to show you it in my haul, but I got some, what's it called now? Lugana. I got some Lugana and I tried to grit it up for one of my projects. I was a little bit stressed on that. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to do this. Okay, next one is Primitive Months of the Year Village by Nara X Stitch Patterns on Etsy. I started this May 2024. The fabric is 16 count Zweigart gridded Ada DMC 2/1. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. And I didn't take a picture of what you saw last time because it was just partial of May and then all of October. And I'm not done with November yet. But here we are. So I haven't been completely inspired to work on it, mainly because I'm not thrilled with the design. You know, it's not like October. Look at October. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. And November is kind of meh. But I'm looking forward to December because December is very pretty as well. So there's where we're at. I stitched a bunch on this today. I tried to get this house done today, which I did. But there is back stitching on this, which I'm debating on doing. Yes or no. I don't know. But also, Heidi from Stitching Down the Rabbit Hole, she encouraged me to do as I like with my patterns, my stitches. And so these windows in both the houses, 2 are supposed to be brown and 2 are supposed to be blue. And I didn't like that. So I made all of them blue. And the blue is gorgeous. So they're supposed to be, what, a cat and 2 chickens and a horse and sheep in the barn area, and it's snowing on top of them. Not a huge fan, so I'll get to that when I get to that, but there's November. I'll be happy when I can put this away for a minute so that I can stitch on what I really want to stitch, which is my mystery WIP. Now, I'm doing this for a friend. I show him my progress on my WIPs, on my cross stitching, and he calls me Granny. He says, "Oh, you're in full Granny mode." I'm like, watch it now. Considering the fact that he's 10 years older than me. But anyways, he's like, "Oh, you're in full Granny mode, or you'll get your Granny card soon." And not that being a granny is bad or anything. It's just he likes to tease me. Anyways, so I said to him, I said, one day I'm going to stitch you something that's so amazing, you're going to say, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad she's my best friend." And I figured out what it was. But I'm not going to show you guys what it's supposed to look like. I'll just show you guys the progress, just in case by some random happenstance he falls upon this channel, which I doubt. But I'm not going to show you guys what it's going to look like. I'll just show you my progress. Okay, well, let's get you some stats first. Okay, it's 22,960 stitches. It's 140 by 164 stitches. The size completed, it's 18 count Ada. When it's finished, it's supposed to be 7.78 inches by 9.11 inches. And it uses 47 colors. So I haven't stitched on 18 count before, and it is tiny. oh goodness, when you're used to 14 count, this is tiny. So, oh, where's my thing? It's in the bag. My stats, where's my stats? Uh-oh. I swear I put it in here. Yep, okay. Started November 10th. The fabric is... Crikey, that's in here too. Okay, it's an 18 count Zweigart Ada that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. DMC 2/1, which as I've been stitching this on 18 count, I'm like, maybe I should have done 1/1. And also I need a smaller needle. The chart is done by pixelstitch.net. It's a free charting website that I found. And so I just uploaded the picture and it gave me the chart for free, which is awesome. But here's where I'm at. I've broken it up. Okay. The goal is, the ambitious goal is to get it done by his birthday, which is the end of July. In order to do that, I'd have to do like 13, no. I forget how many stitches, but it was more than I could possibly do in 9 months' time. So, supposed to be done by Christmas next year, Christmas 2025. That's the goal. So I've broken it up into, here's my little chart, 4x4 sections, right? And they don't give you the chart in color, so it's kind of hard to figure out a little bit. So I've been coloring the different symbols and been working that way. So this is what I have to get done by the end of November to be on schedule. And so I really want to stitch on this all the time because it's fun, it's full coverage, and it's confetti, which is new for me. But this is how much I got done. So I just need to get this much more done by the end of the month. 2 weeks, right? I could totally do that. Now that the Lord of the Rings stitch is kind of done, I'm halfway through. I can set it aside for a minute. So if I do at least 2 threads on this a night, that's like what? 200 stitches a night? 150? Something like that. But anyways, this is how big it's going to be, and that's how far I've gotten. I'm really excited about this mystery stitch. So that's my last WIP. Yeah. Like I said, didn't work on too much, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things. Oh, I guess this should have been a new start, but it is what it is. Okay, now. Haul. Yes, haul. First thing I want to show you is a rescue. What is it? What is their channel name? Cross Stitch the Globe or Stitch the Globe or something like that. She did a video not too long ago where she went to a thrift store and she was rescuing cross stitch pieces. Well, when I was looking for frames for the Pokemon, I found a cross stitch for $3. I left the tag on. And I was like, I want to rescue that. It's beautiful. I love it. And I want to hang it up. It's a beautiful piece. It's stitched well. And it was $3. Look at that. Okay. There's my ring light. There's my other light. There's the reflection of everything else in my room. But it says, there is beauty all around when there's love at home. And I just think it's a beautiful stitch. Oh, here. We'll get a little closer so you can see. And it's got a tag on here, Bev's Quality Custom Framing. So they got this professionally framed, and then it was $3 at the thrift store. I mean, I think it's done so nicely, and the house is so cute. right? So I saved it. I rescued it as cross-stitch globe. I forget what they're called. Okay. Next thing in the haul is I bought some fabric. I went across the street from my work, and it's Village Dry Goods. It's a quilting store, and they had some fabric, and I bought it, and I'm gonna have my sister, who's a quilter, make me some project bags. So I got a fat quarter of each. Isn't that pretty? It's cross stitch. I mean, how perfect is that for a project bag? So I got that cream color, and then I got a red. Look at that. I think that's beautiful. And I got it in blue. Look at that. How pretty. And then another cream one. Well, it's cream and red. If they had green, I would have gotten the green. So, I'm going to have my sister make me some project bags out of that. Because the zipper bags are great. But don't you want to stitch in something beautiful? I mean, I see everybody on Flosstube having all their project bags, and they're so cute, and they're like, oh, I bought another one. I was like, I want another one. Okay, so there's that, and then I have some charts. Okay, the first one I saw on the Prairie Home Stitcher. She's doing this one, and it's huge, and it's giant the way she's doing it, and it's probably going to be even bigger because like 16 count Ada is what I want to do it on, so it's going to be giant, but it is The Name of Jesus by My Big Toe. So I saw that on her channel, and I just had to have it. Don't know when I'm going to stitch it. Haven't kitted it up or anything. It only calls for 2 colors, but it's huge. Absolutely huge. And I love it. I want to stitch it. But, you know, time and a place. Then I saw this one on Floss Boss and Cousins. I think it was Miss Callie who's stitching it. And she messed up on the house, but she was upset about it. It was so cute. Oh, well, let's just take it out of the bag. This is the one that I tried to grid up the Lugana for. And I was like, I don't know about that. But the house is gorgeous. I needed the house. I needed the border. I needed this pattern. It's Feast of Friendship by Blackbird Designs. But I'm not going to stitch it now because it's not going to finish it by Thanksgiving, that's for sure. So maybe next year, but I had to have the chart. Had to. And then I'm not quite sure where I saw this, but everybody talks about Hawk Run Hollow. And so I wanted the Christmas one because I like, I heard the bells on Christmas Day, so I bought it. I think I bought it off Etsy or something like that. I don't know. I paid like $30 for it or something. And then I get it and I'm like, not as pretty as I was hoping. Somebody else was stitching it. I don't know. I saw it somewhere on Flosstube. Somebody was stitching it. And they switched out a thing here and a thing there, but I just, once I opened the package and I saw it, I was like, not as pretty as I would hope. So I don't know if I'm going to stitch this one, but I paid $30 for it, so. It's a Carriage House Samplings, Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow. So I bought that one. We'll see if I stitch it. Then Sheila, the Crow River Stitcher. Not on her last one because she just posted tonight. She was talking about doing like commemorative stitch for the bisesquicentennial. Is that how you say it? I don't know. For the 250th. Is that right? Something. Some anniversary of the country. Man, I'm so unprepared. Anyways. And it's going to take, she said she wants to do like a stitch along. And it's going to take 15 months to do it. But it's called Let Freedom Ring. It's from Lila Studios. And I wanted to do it with her. I thought that was a fantastic idea to commemorate. I think it's 250 years, right? Anyways, I got the chart and I got the floss, and I was debating on some fabric. I'll show that to you. The glare, my friend, the glare. There, that's a little better. I mean, doesn't that look fun? I think that looks like so much fun. And if you break it up into 15, edible pieces, it's going to be fun. I just gotta... She posted a new video tonight, so I'm going to watch that. See if she talks a little bit more about it. And so fun. I think this looks like fun. Anyways, I was wondering about what kind of fabric, because it's going to be huge, right? It's gigantic. And I was wondering about fabric, and I didn't think I bought any, so I bought some gridded, I can't remember if it's 16 or 18 count Aida on Amazon, and then I get a notification from Etsy saying your fabric has shipped, and I was like, fabric? I ordered fabric? Apparently I did. So I've got 2 fabric choices coming for this one, so I'm really excited about this one. I bought the chart, not from 123 Stitch, but something else, I don't know, and they sent along the DMCs that I didn't have. Not sent along, I bought them. So it's all ready to go once I choose the fabric and determine what goes where, which fabric, and how to break it up. For the 15 months, I'm going to watch Sheila's video and see what she says about it. Let's see. Yep. I bought 2 books. I don't know where they are. It's on my list here for haul. I bought 2 cross-stitching books, but I don't know where they are. So that's all my haul. And then some things happened this week, well, in these past 2 weeks, that I wanted to talk about. So the reason I wanted to start a floss tube is because I don't know anybody else who cross stitches, and I like to talk about it, and I want to learn. And when I watch Heidi from Stitching Down the Rabbit Hole, I feel like she's my cross stitch grandma sitting at her kitchen table, and she's just showing me her cross stitches, teaching me about cross stitching. I love her videos so much. So much. She mentioned me in her last one. She called me charming. Isn't that nice? I thought that was so nice. And then the Crow River Stitcher. Love her videos. She's so sweet. Like, I can't, she seems like the kind of person I'd like to go to a coffee house with and stitch and just sit and talk. Like, I love her. And the Floss Boss and Cousins, so freaking funny. I love watching them. So sassy. Love them. But that's why I consume so much Flosstube, is I don't know anybody who cross stitches. None of my sisters do. The sister I live with, she's a quilter. So we have a little overlapping there, but we're vastly different styles. She is, what would I describe her as? She tries really hard. She tries really hard, and she just does it for the love, and she, oh, I'm just learning, and she goes with the flow and that sort of thing. Whereas me, as I said in my last video, cross-stitch police are upstairs in my brain saying, nope, you got to do it this way. Nope, you got to do it this way. It needs to be perfect, Haley. Absolutely perfect all the time. So we're vastly different styles. And when I ask her about something, like I'll be like, how does this look? Is this okay? And she'll be like, yes, it's fine. And I'm like, you're just saying that to appease me now. I know you are. But then she asks me how things look, and I go, it looks great. And she's like, you're just saying that to appease me. So we do it to each other. But none of my other sisters cross stitch, and I'm not social, to say the least. But yeah, so I don't know anybody who cross stitches, so I just consume as much cross stitch as possible. I get up in the morning and I walk 2 miles on the treadmill. It's about 45 minutes at the speed I go, and that's one episode of Flosstube. Whose ever Flosstube it is, who's about 45 to 50 minutes long, that's the one I choose, and that's the one I watch while I'm walking. And it's just so nice to have stitchy friends, as Flosstubers call them. But the other day at work, this woman came in and she saw one of my Pokemon cross stitches on the counter, because I've been working on it, and then I set it down and then I went to help somebody. And she's like, you cross stitch? And I go, yeah. And she goes, oh my gosh, I do too. Don't you love it? And I was like, yeah. And then that was it. And I was like, I should have talked to her more about it. I should have said, is there a cross-stitching group that meets? Like, can we be best friends? Can I have your phone number and text you all my questions? But I didn't, because not that I'm shy or antisocial. It's just that I'm not very social. I'm not outgoing. I'm introverted a little bit. So that was a missed opportunity there. So that's why I love Flosstube and why I wanted to join the conversation. What else happened? Oh, yeah. And I had to make myself a book of days. It's not fantastic, but it holds all my notes, and that's what I've been looking at this whole time. My own book of days, because if I'm going to be on Flosstube, then I got to know when I finished things and when I started and all that jazz. Okay. Plans. Here are my plans for the upcoming 2 weeks, which Thanksgiving is coming up, and hopefully it's a day of eating and stitching. So my goals or my plans are to do the mystery WIP at least 1 thread a night before bed. Here's my new thing. First thing is that when I'm going to bed, I pull up my blankets and my pillows and I put them at the foot of my bed, and then I turn on my heating blanket and I lean against it like a chase lounge, and then I do my stitching there, and I do it at the foot of the bed because the light is behind me then, so that I can see my stitches instead of in front of me and I can't see my stitches. So I'm going to need a light for my bed. But I love stitching in bed. Turning on a floss tube, turning on my heating blanket so my back's all warm, and then just stitching in bed while I watch Flosstube. I love it. So the goal is mystery WIP, at least 2 to 3 threads a night. If I do that, I think I can stay on track to get it done by Christmas 2025. Then, as always, Wendy's wedding WIP works on Sundays. I think now that I finished the Pokemon, I'm going to take Adam and Eve to work and have that be my work WIP, because I think it's fairly simple enough. And, if I only do the colors that I have right now, which if I go to Hobby Lobby tomorrow, hopefully I can get some more of the floss for that one, because how am I going to finish it if I don't have the floss? So that's what I was thinking with that one. I think I'm going to put the Lord of the Rings characters away for a bit, because honestly they felt like a chore the past couple of nights. So I think I'm going to put them away. And then what else? Oh yeah, the calendar. I'm going to finish November soon, because I want to devote a lot of my time to the mystery WIP. I'm obsessed with it almost. And then I've got to figure out how to break up the Let Freedom Ring sampler for the next 15 months. And hopefully at some point the fabrics will come. The fabrics that I forgot that I bought. But yeah, those are my plans for the next 2 weeks. Oh, and hopefully make some project bags. I want my sister to not quilt them. She wants to try zippers, which I'm totally okay with. You know, if she's going to make these for me for free, I say go for it, girl. But I kind of like the flap look. You know, and then you flip up the flap. But I do want it diagonally quilted so that it's sewn in squares. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. All of you guys know more than me. Anyways, so those are my plans for the next 2 weeks. Also, just in case you're wondering, today is the 15th of November, and technically speaking, okay, it's, goodness, what is it? 9:25 at night. Technically speaking, there are 27 shipping days until Christmas. So if you've got to get something across the country and you don't want it to cost an arm and a leg to get it there by Christmas, ship it out soon. Okay? That's my little PSA. All right. I'm going to stop talking now. Thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.